So, you've been running your business for a while now. You've probably spent some real money on marketing, right? You've hired help, you've tried different channels, and yet the results still feel kind of inconsistent. You have one good quarter, then a bad one. In this explainer, we're going to dig into exactly why that happens and how you can build a marketing engine that actually lasts. It's a frustrating question, isn't it? You're putting in the effort, you are way past the beginner stage, but the outcomes are still so shaky. You feel like you're doing all the right things, but that deep down confidence, it's just not there. Look, this isn't about how hard you're working or how smart you are. It's about a deeper, structural crack that most people completely miss. And I'm willing to bet this whole cycle just looks painfully familiar. You have a great month and you think, yes, we finally cracked it. But then everything just dips again. The tactic that was a total home run last quarter suddenly stops working. You get these reports full of data, but they don't actually tell you what to do next. It's this constant up and down that just drains your budget and, honestly, your confidence too. So this brings us to a really crucial point. We often end up just chasing the symptoms. We see a dip in leads, and our first instinct is, okay, we need a new tactic to fix this. But what if the tactic isn't the real problem? Let's talk about a very common and very costly belief. This right here, this is the trap. We think if we just swap out one little piece, a different social media channel, some shiny new software, another agency, then everything will just click into place. But that's like changing the tires on a car when the engine is broken. Sure, it's a fix, but it's not the fix. And this slide just lays out the disconnect perfectly. On one side, you've got the common fixes. We think swapping channels is the answer, but the real issue is that our platforms are all fragmented. They don't talk to each other. We try new tools, hoping for a silver bullet, but our decisions are still all over the place. We hire yet another agency, but there's no single governing system to tie all that expensive effort together. And this is the danger zone. When you don't have that governing system, you just get busy. You create more content, you run more ads, you post more often, and all this activity feels like progress. But being busy and being effective are two totally different things. So how does this actually show up in your business? Well, you might see website traffic go up and you call it growth, even if it's not the right traffic. You might mistake just churning out more stuff for real momentum, and this one's huge. Instead of delegating tasks within a strategy, you end up just abdicating the strategy altogether, kind of hoping your agency will figure it out for you. This is when marketing just becomes a series of disconnected, expensive tasks. So how do we fix this? Well, the good news is it's not about trying harder. For a mature business, marketing stops responding to brute force. You can't just muscle your way through it anymore. It starts responding to structure. It's all about building a solid foundation using 3 simple but really powerful governing principles. Okay, so what even are marketing foundations? Let's be super clear here. They are not about your channels or your tools. They are the rules of the game for your specific business. They define how you make decisions, how you measure what success actually looks like, and, this is critical, how you pace your growth so the business can actually sustain it, not just survive it. And here it is. Here's the framework. And it's beautifully simple. Number 1, principle before tactic. Number 2, system before tool. And number 3, capacity before traffic. When you get these 3 things in the right order, even simple execution starts to produce really reliable results. Let's break each one down. All right, first up, principle before tactic. A tactic-first mindset is always asking, what should we do next? It's a very short-term, reactive question. But a principle-first mindset asks a much, much better question. Why does this make sense for us right now? This simple shift anchors your actions to a stable strategy instead of just chasing the latest trend you saw on Twitter. Second, system before tool. Oh man, this one is so crucial. A tool, your email software, your CRM. It can't fix a broken process. It just makes the existing chaos louder and faster. A system, on the other hand, defines how decisions get made in the first place. The tool has to serve the system. It should never, ever be the other way around. And third, capacity before traffic. Just look at this chart for a second. If your marketing is driving 100 units of demand, but your operations team can only handle 60, that extra 40 doesn't become growth. It becomes friction. It leads to burnt-out teams, unhappy customers, and a damaged reputation. More traffic is not always better. So when you actually put these principles into practice, your entire mindset starts to shift. You move away from this frantic focus on speed and just getting more, and you move towards something much more powerful and sustainable. stewardship. This is what intentional, mature marketing really looks like. I want to pause on this for a second because this is a total game changer when you get it. Your marketing is like a powerful spotlight. It doesn't magically create the ability to deliver an amazing product or service. It simply reveals what's already there, both the good stuff and, more importantly, all the weaknesses in your operations. So what does stewardship actually mean? It means you treat your budget with respect. It's something to be stewarded, not just burned through. It means you actually consider the real-world downstream impact of the demand you're creating. And most importantly, it means you consistently choose to build long-term trust over chasing some quick, flashy win that your business can't actually support. This slide just puts the two approaches side by side so clearly. The activity mindset is all about reactivity, frantic sprints, and just pumping out more stuff. The stewardship mindset, though, is about responsibility, finding a sustainable rhythm, and creating aligned effort that leads to real, sustainable growth. It's calm, not chaotic. And what's the payoff for all this? Why does it matter so much? Well, because with a solid foundation in place, your decisions become calmer, more deliberate. Your results stop being so volatile and they become steady, predictable. Your growth is actually sustainable. And best of all, that feeling of chaos is finally replaced with genuine confidence. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. When you really truly look at how you make decisions, how you spend your budget, and how you measure success, is your marketing just a series of disconnected activities, or is it truly an act of stewardship for the amazing business you're responsible for building?